Aloha, my name is Crystal Ra and I call myself a quantum guide. And today I wanted to share a little bit of my journey. How has it been this year? It has been a very interesting year, and many things did not quite go the way I was planning. And I also figured out from the quantum levels why. But before I get to that, I want to share one of the biggest challenges, but also milestones I managed to accomplish this year. And this is to become a citizen in United States. Many people are saying, Crystal, are you crazy? During these times you choose to do this, like what's happening? I have many reasons, and many of those reasons are maybe not the reasons people would think these are. And I'm gonna do another video about that where I'm actually gonna go into detail how I came to that idea, why I came to that idea, how the process was, how I got it. The whole process was like 9 months, and what other surprises I had even after I got my passport. So it's been quite a process. So together with passport, yeah, so it's like a little bit over 10 months, the whole process. So it's a huge thing because it really plays into a new layer and level of identity as well. And I feel very different now. So this is very interesting to kind of think like how exciting it is next time I'm gonna go to travel, come back, and then have the ability to actually walk to the line which says citizens of United States. So yeah, that's a big deal. So this year has been very challenging, maybe one of the most challenging years of my whole life. I'm actually pretty surprised that I have managed to keep it all together and still function, still to create, live my life as a normal person as well. There are lots of reasons. It's the body, mind, spirit changes and challenges, but it's also professional as well, personal. Everything was happening at the same time. And that really wears you out. And as we were also in a very deep wood snake year, that kind of explains it, because it's like really powerful, letting go times like, million in a way. So that way it really took many layers off. And when I kind of look back, so number one thing was, of course, moving from Florida to here and figuring these things out. I was expecting this to go very differently here. I had no idea that Virginia is so religious, that people are so judgmental, that things are so difficult, and if you don't know somebody who could like veto you into communities or things to do and so on, so basically you are on your own, and whatever you try to do is basically not going to happen. It's just the law of this community here or communities here. And out of all these 34 countries I've been to, I have never ever experienced that much like negative influence. And also at times I would also say cultural ignorance. Some of the advice I got, like I've had lots of shocking moments here. So yeah, I don't have the visual symbolism of the Virginia state, but you can also look it up yourself. It's very interesting. Once I found that, I was like, wow, that's very interesting as a message as well. So living in the mountains as well, forests, is very different. It's a lot of earth energy, and earth energy and earth element are not my elements. Like, I am totally water, air, fire type of person. Earth is like it's a stranger for me. Like, it's an element where I don't feel comfortable, where I think most of my life, like subconsciously, I've probably been running from it. Like, it's kind of like uncomfortable, at times even like disgusting. And I just like it's not my thing, you know. But as I am here, I also take it as a possibility to get to know this element from inside out. And one of the things it is teaching me is how to handle money and finances in my life differently. And it has been really a very interesting process to go inside out and restructure many things, and also do it in a different way. And it has really restructured myself inside out, and also it probably will continue to do so also in the future in various ways. So it will be very interesting. So in addition to kind of looking at the earth element from that perspective, I also had lots of nature hikes in Shenandoah National Park. I managed to do a little over 10 trips there, and it was very eventful. I also had lots of animal counters. Every time it was some kind of insight, revelation, change, surprise, you know, from timber rattlesnake to black bears, deers, chipmunks, squirrels, you know, lots of animal messages as well. And it also taught me about, you know, the history of this place, which is in so many ways also has lots of similarities with Estonia, where we have had lots of people coming from all over and kind of taking over, sending people to different, you know, other areas. So I connected as a very sensitive person to the area with all of the energies and grief and sadness and so on. So the first day I was driving up to Shenandoah Park on Skyline Drive, I just started to cry because it was just so deep. The grief, the sadness, the, you know, the suffering people had experienced and gone through. And I think collective consciousness here hasn't managed to really process that, because in addition to that, there has been also, I think they say, like over 300 battles here in Virginia. So it's a very historical, interesting place, you know. So that way I learned also the earth element, and another layer for that was actually also the layer of my connection to my body, which entered a totally different phase. Like 6 months ago, it got like worse and worse and worse, and then it got like totally out of hand. I managed to figure out like steps and ways to kind of get it like a little bit back, but it's been pretty rough. And this is connected now to the hormonal changes with the perimenopause and all of the other emotional stuff, which also triggered many other processes and so on. So this way, it's also given me a whole lesson of my body, and now I'm in a process of restructuring that also, like inside out, like in so many different ways. So that's also very interesting way to kind of dive deep into, you know, the earth element. So in connection to that, I also changed my job here. I got a better job. The pay is not better, but the environment and management is better, so which is very important because my nervous system couldn't do the other version anymore. So and then also it taught me so much more about boundary setting. I'm not really kind of like an aggressive person, but I was forced into situations where I had to do things in a certain way, and yeah, stuff like that. So this was very interesting too. But once again, telling, environment where you are and people where you are is also part of your earth element, and it's very, very important to get that right as well, or if not totally right, at least better. So also I really stepped into a lot of creativity this year. So I started to write another book. I started to do more kind of deeper healing, soul tuning. I have laughed, I have cried, broken open, stitched myself together, more truth and compassion than ever before. And I started to do my own sound journeys, which has not been a very easy journey. I also have started to do art again, a little bit of painting. I did some clay stuff. I did a 4 months nature studies program to reconnect to nature and myself. I went to the local hot ponds. I did some explorations in some local areas, explored some areas where I had never been. And Virginia that way is really beautiful. Like, I mean, the mountains and forests and like the four seasons is like out of this world. Nothing like it, very magical. And socially it hasn't been really easy. I struggled a little bit with that also in Daytona, but here is even worse. So I have got some new connections and new communities to connect, but it has been also a little bit difficult also because of that I would say like social setup here, that someone has to kind of veto you in to things. So my cats have been my best companions and healers and therapists, and given a lot of purring therapy, totally priceless. And also I have worked quite a bit with my quantum stuff, so I've done some quantum therapy sessions. I've done also several quantum resets myself, as well with some people, and currently finishing up a program called Quantum Body with my Estonian group, and I think it's gonna turn into a possibility to continue next year for quantum coding. So we will take 12 months, and each month will give a certain code for going deeper into possibilities and things to upgrade yourself. And one of the things I have been working on is really how to work with this quantum stuff from the inside out. And Sedona method has inspired me to start to follow a teacher who has been doing work with that. And that has been definitely eye-opening. I've also had quite a bit of resistance there, but I also have discovered my own ways of working with it, maybe even like easier. So it has been a year of strength, softness, surrender, creativity, courage, and I have learned to choose more and more of myself. And it has been a little bit challenging, but it is also a very big eye-opener, especially when I was visiting one of the trails here, and one of the guys who stop there, I asked him, like, what has been the biggest insight you have got? And he said, the biggest one is that I have realized we are here to be love, to do love, give love, and to receive love. That's all what we are here to do and be. And it took me 2 months to walk every day to realize this. So there he was giving me this and telling me, like, he said, like, if I remember correct, like that he had let go like over 300 pounds. I don't know even if it's possible, but and that was his insight. And I think it's big because we overcomplicate our lives so many times, and it is so simple. So what if all of us would choose love as our main anchor, as our main foundation for the next year? What would the year be then? So, and I would invite you to also consider maybe diving deeper with your inner world, and maybe also choose me as your quantum guide for next year. I'm really kind of starting to tap in and choose more, again, one-on-one coaching, where I'll also add my sound healing now. And the quantum coding as well, quantum reset, is going really deeply into your inner world and gives possibilities to really explore where you're stuck, why you're stuck, what can you do consciously, energetically, in many ways, to change that with much more ease. And then once you start to do that, then the outer reality starts to change in so many ways and on so many layers and levels. So, and I would say also why I needed to go through lots of challenges during the last years is because I think my energy is preparing me to take it to the next level, and also find possibilities and people who are in similar situations or even maybe worse, but with my own experience and all of the additional professional knowledge I'm always, in some kind of program, will add to it, and then, putting those together will be, so powerful. So this year was wood snake year, which was very down to earth. It may have felt like really, really kind of slow, dragging, heavy, dark, uncomfortable, and for many, very, very challenging. And everything you didn't manage to release or let go, I'm pretty sure that this coming year is going to help you to move forward, maybe faster and easier, and in ways like you wouldn't even imagine. And why is that? Is that we are now entering to the year of, fire horse, and also we are entering into a year of 10, which is very powerful because it's the one is standing in your power, and 0 is actually, it's like an invitation to enter the unknown. And the 0 is the representative of the divine feminine, which is in its nature unknown. And it is, backing up that standing in your power, figuring out who you are, what you need, how, and then also make no discount to your dreams. So that's what this number 10 is, telling us. Most numerologists don't ever talk about the 0. In the way I see the numbers in the new energy, 0 is the jackpot of all the numbers. When 1 and 0 are together, it's like a balance of, like, it's like a jackpot number of the masculine and feminine working together. And many times we may not even understand the importance of, the depth of the unknown, because most people are running from it. Like I certainly in my life have had many times when I have done that. I had a period in my life where I was actually running towards it, and it was also an interesting time, and lots of like amazing stuff happened. But I think also as we age and we have more experience, we also kind of have a little bit of that withholding of like yeah, it's like I think our safety measures kind of change, and that's normal because our nervous system may need a different support or guidance or environment or circumstances. So, and what's now interesting, when you put together this year of 2026, and then if you know what is your number in numerology, when you put them together you get your number. And for me, this year is actually going to be the year 9, even though this year was like kind of the general 9. So, and what is also usually happening when we are moving from 8 to 9, 8 is like a very powerful number in the new time energy. It's just like if there is something or someone in your life which is not really, aligned, your whole system starts to shake, 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 shake. So, and sometimes it may need to kind of do like big eruptions or something happen so that it would like almost like throw you out to that next level because you yourself wouldn't do it because you're so afraid of the unknown, because you kind of maybe got comfortable, or maybe you are at that age you like, oh, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So but these things can change very quick. It's just like what kind of a program you have inside of you. So that's the key. And then what is it you project outside? So that's the key as well. So that's another thing I can also do if people would like to go deeper into like a spiritual consultation. Hey, Crystal, I'm right now here. Let's figure out like what my number this year is. What is the number for next year? What to focus like, and then also your numbers tell me everything about you. So sometimes we may have the feeling, kind of like a vague feeling, like maybe I should do this or that, but then you're not sure. But when you look at the numbers are right there. They're just telling. I get mine. I did like a whole sum of 5, 6, 7, 8 again. And from there, it jumps into the next layer of my mission. And the mission many times is connected to a particular energy or a place or circumstances. But 9 is also no kidding, because it is also, it's the fire element. 8 is the air element. 9 is the fire element in the new energy. And now what happens is, if you don't do that jump, so it's a little bit different. It's not just a jump. You have to like prepare. So if you don't do it, the 9 will actually burn you down, and then it may give you the feeling like, almost like feeling that you're like naked, like there's nothing of you left in a way. And in a way, maybe it is even right, because many of those layers which you don't need or are not are, out of the equation. But it is also very smart to kind of think like, what are those steps? What can you do to get to that next level? And I would say in my case right now, I am actually in a longer therapy, and I hope I can actually also continue that, because this is really helpful. And also I plan to continue one program next year, which is emotional fitness. And this is a really, really powerful program. So also when people think like crystal therapy, like I don't want that, I'm not there. I think every person who is an adult could get the benefit from any kind of therapy, whatever your age is, whatever your gender or background is, because we all have things which we have suppressed or which we don't know, and with the therapist you can start to work with those things, and also take it to the next level. So that way it's really something you can really look into deeper. And what I would say also, moving from that 8 to 9, or even for those who are moving from 9 to 10 now, from this year 9 to 10, is a good reminder that we may need a guide on this journey, because many times when we are stuck in the same way, same energy, same circumstances or people, we need outside guidance, and someone who would see these energies or blockages, or could like guide you to find those yourself. And once you do, that transition to that next level will be so much easier. And also, I think also one thing what it does is also it helps to almost like integrate some of these like very deep elemental things. And I personally feel that there has to be pretty kind of like frequent sequence to it, like when you're doing your therapy. I think very many times, like once a week would be like kind of a good way to go about it, and take those steps, whatever you need. So that's like basically yeah, what I wanted to share today. This has been a very humbling year. This has given me ideas how I want to create in this new year. I want to create more from ease. I want to create more from, divine feminine, but also, with the divine masculine. But I also want to follow the rhythm of my energy, my rhythm, my body, my hormones, my female cycles, and yeah, do and be more of what I'm here to be and do, so that I can do the fun stuff, but also, helping people with coaching or retreats or like different things I'm here to do. And that these opportunities and invitations come to me instead of me chasing them all the time. And so for this to happen, I'm working now to reverse my like kind of magnet, because when the magnet is in that resistance or fight mode, it's very hard to be in this attraction mode. So you basically all the time like kind of pushing things away, pushing also opportunities away. So I'm working on my magnetism, which is directly connected with alignment. And more aligned I am with myself, more aligned everything else around me will be. And I also feel that this is the year where we all are invited to dream big and dream bigger than we maybe are used to. And in one of my last quantum classes I did here, I give this as a little kind of home assignment to you, and if you try it out, you can, take contact with me privately later and tell me what your results were. Yeah, so you can just imagine that someone is giving you, for example, like 5 million in currency, like whatever, euros, dollars, pounds, wherever you are. and you have to use it just for yourself. So what would you use it for? Would be the first things you would do? And then this will be growing into, 50 million. And then the same thing, you try to figure out like, okay, what and how. And then next you will be given 500 million. What would you do? And why these assignments are so powerful is because many times people don't really allow themselves to even not dream like this wild, because it's like, I can never afford that. That will never probably happen. But the key is like, if they would do it, and they would do it also regularly, it would start to, restructure their reality, and bit by bit actually bring those opportunities of people or abundance to their lives. So, and it's also, communication with your money. Many times we don't think that it's possible, but I totally know it's possible to say like, hey, money, I am ready now to receive this much of you per month, and I am ready also for growth. So this is what I would like to get at least, and then this is, where this would go. And once you start to like work on that, like on that level, then things will also start to shift pretty quickly. So try this assignment out and let me know what were your results. And then I bet if you repeat it and go in connecting to all your five senses as well, this may become reality sooner rather than later. So so look into that, and see what's possible. And thank you for your time. I am sorry I haven't been very regular here. I have been very depleted, very exhausted, and I definitely don't want to do anything online in ways I have done it in the past, where many of the very valuable things have been just basically disappearing to the cosmos, I think. So I'm looking into possibilities of expanding my reach, finding new coaching clients and coaching groups, and also cooperation partners, so I could do different projects together, retreats, events, corporate team, one-to-one, families, whatever. So I'm here at your service to turn everything into possibilities and start to create your life on your terms, together with the powerful fire horse who is already heading our way, and don't want to stop, and is very impulsive and very ready to take you to that next level. So hop on and let's go. And let me know if I can help you. Aloha.